Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Femida Channa, lecturer Zoology from Government Girls Degree College, Moro. Dear students, today I am going to deliver a lecture about Introduction of Kingdom Animalia from first year. The Kingdom Animalia. Animals are eukaryotic. It means animal consists of eukaryotic cells. Those cells which have a nucleus with a nuclear membrane, that is known as eukaryotic cell. Multicellular, it means those animals which consist of more than many cells is known as multicellular. And heterotrophic, it means those which are dependent on others for the food purpose, that is known as heterotrophic in nature. There are about 1.3 million species of animals, about 75% of total known species of living organism. A smallest animal that is microscopic and that is belongs to protozoan phylum, that is name is Trichoplex protozoa. The largest animal is whale and that is belongs to Animalia kingdom. Animals are different from one another on the basis of size, appearance, habitat, no organ to specialized organ system. Multicellular animals have arising from the protista at least 3 phyla. They are arising from protista. The sponges, phylum Porifera, Cnidarians, phylum Cnidaria or Coelenterata, flatworms, phylum Platyhelminthes. All are the origin from protozoa. Development pattern in animals. An animal starts its life as a zygote, which is diploid cell form a result of fertilization. Here in this figure shows the fusion of egg, female reproductive cell, and sperm, male reproductive cell. They are fused together, known as fertilization. The result becomes zygote. This is a structure. Here this one is sperm and ova. They are fused together to form a zygote. Okay, this one is egg or female reproductive cell and this one is a sperm, male reproductive cell. They are fused together to form a zygote, and zygote is simply said fertilized egg. In a 3-word definition of zygote is fertilized egg, that is known as zygote. First cell of sexually reproducing organism and that is diploid in nature. Cleavage. Sequence of mitotic division, that is known as cleavage. In this structure, here the cleavage is showing 8 cell stage that is formed here. What is cleavage? Cleavage is division of fertilized egg, that is known as cleavage. Okay, that is fertilized egg, they are divided mitotically, that is known as cleavage. Afterwards stage is known as marola, multicellular structure with solid ball of cell, that is known as marola. Blastula, multicellular structure with hollow ball of cell, that is known as blastula. Here is the blastula, cross section is showing. Gastrula, inward investigation of blastula. It has a hollow sac having opening called blastopore. It has now intron. Movement of cell produce a hollow digestive system called as intron if open at one end only. Gut, digestive system have 2 openings. Cellular organization. Cell join together to form a tissue, and group of tissue form together, they form an organ. Group of organs change into be organ system. They are the cellular organization of the parazoa and eumetazoa. Kingdom Animalia divided in 2 parts, parazoa and eumetazoa. Parazoa are those members of Animalia that lack a proper tissue organization like poriferans, that is parazoa. Eumetazoa are those which have a true organization of tissues and organs in a lower groups and organs into organ system in higher form, that is known as eumetazoa, like Cnidarian to chordates. Some important terms. Germ layers. Tissue layer are the masses of cell from which organ system of animals develop. 3 germ layers: ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. Ecto means outer, derm means layer or skin. It is the outer layer of the animal that is known as ectoderm. Mesoderm, meso means middle, derm means skin or layer. It is the middle layer of any organism or animal. Endo means in, derm means layer. It is the innermost layer of the body of any animal that is known as endoderm. In this structure, ectoderm and endoderm is showing. This is the outer layer of the body of blastopore or any animal that is known as ectoderm, and this one is inner layer of the body that is known as endoderm, and that region is known as blastopore. Now other terms: sessile, those organisms or animals which cannot able to move, that is known as sessile. Sedentary, those organisms which are fixed with substratum or any fixed material or object, that is known as sedentary. Which phyla is the sessile? Most of the cnidarians are sessile, like polyps. Poriferans are sessile. Which one is a sedentary? Give any example of phyla. That is, a poriferans are sedentary, they are fixed with some solid support. Diploblastic. Di means two, blast means layer. It means those which have a two body layers or germinal layer of body, that is known as diploblastic. Organism develop from two germinal layers, that is known as diploblastic animals such as ectoderm and endoderm. Their example is cnidarians. Poriferans haven't tissue organization. Triploblastic. Tri means three, blast means layer. It means those animals or organisms, they have a three body layers. They develop three germ layers of the body, that is known as triploblastic. And which layers? Ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderms. Except cnidarians, all phyla have a three layers of the body. It means all phyla are triploblastic except cnidarians and poriferans. Let's move to the symmetry or symmetry. Symmetry word, it is meaning is that dimension or arrangement of the body. Now what is symmetry? Overall body shaped is known as symmetry. Symmetrical or animals can be divided along at least one plane into two identical halves. Two types of symmetry: bilateral symmetrical and radial symmetrical. Body divided into two equal halves by passing through longitudinal axis, cutting through the midline, that is known as bilateral symmetrical. Here is showing this figure also. Radial symmetrical. Organisms with radial symmetry having one main axis around which body parts are arranged. Organism can be divided into identical halves by any plane that passes through main axis. In short, bilateral are those which are body divided into equal halves without any axis, that is known as bilateral symmetrical organisms. From phylum Platyhelminthes to chordates, all are the bilateral symmetrical animals. Radial symmetry, it means those type of symmetry in which body divide into two equal halves with the help of main axis, and that is known as radial symmetrical, and example is cnidarians phylum. Coelom. What is coelom? The internal body cavity of animal is known as coelom. On the basis of coelom, bilateral symmetrical animals are divided into three categories: acoelomate, coelomate, pseudocoelomate. What do you mean by acoelomate? A means not without. Acoelomata are those animals which do not have any body cavity, that is known as acoelomate. Their example is cnidarians. Coelomate, their other example is Platyhelminthes. Now the coelomate meta, these contain a true body cavity, that is known as coelomate. Here the body cavity is present in this structure, that is known as example of coelomata. Okay, which phylum is the coelomata? From phylum Annelida to Chordata, all phyla are coelomata. It means they have a true body cavity. Now the pseudocoelomata, these animals contain a primitive body cavity but do not have a true body cavity. They have a false body cavity, that is known as pseudocoelomate. In this structure, these are the pseudocoelomate are showing here. Example of pseudocoelomate phylum is Nematoda. Fate of blastopore. What do you mean by fate of blastopore. Opening which develop into embryo at the gastrula stage, that is known as blastopore. This opening eventually form either mouth or anus of animal, that is known as fate of blastopore. Now the how many types of blastopores? Fate, 2 protostomes and a deuterostomata animals. Pro means first, stoma means mouth. Here the word mistaken, soma, not soma but it is a stoma. Stoma means mouth, soma means body. Okay, in these animals the blastopore is a change into mouth, that is known as protostome. Here in this figure also showing the protostomes, how they are formed. This stage of cleavage stage, at cell stage, 2 layers of cells are offset formation here. Now in this structure, this one is a blastopore, this one is a coelom of the body. Okay, in this, now this one is a digestive tract, and the mouth is the first developed from a blastopore opening. It is known as what? Protostome. It means the first opening, that is the mouth is formed in it. Therefore these are the protostome. They are giving examples: phylum annelids, molluscans, arthropods. These are the protostomes. Now the deuterostomata. Deutero means second, stoma means mouth. In these animals the blastopores change into anus first, then mouth is formed from the blastopore, that is known as what? Deuterostoma. Their example is echinodermates. How they are formed? This one is a zygote and this one is a blastopore. This invaginate into endodrome, then changes takes place, all the germ layers are formed in it. Then this blastopores eventually change, firstly anus, then the mouth is formed, showing this figure, that is known as deuterostome. Their examples of the phyla are echinodermates and chordates. Animals classification, it means kingdom Animalia is divided into 33 groups, that is known as phyla, out of which 9 are major and studied in first year class. Each of phyla contain a specific number of species and they have a peculiar characteristics of each phyla. Here in this figure showing the 9th phyla mentioned, Porifera, and their examples showing this figure: Sacon, Cnidaria, jellyfish is present, platyhelminthes, flatworm, nematodes, ascaris, molluscans, snail, annelids, earthworm, arthropods, beetle, echinodermates, starfish, and from chordates, aves or any birds are showing in this figure. It means these are the 9 major phyla which will become soon studied in this chapter of kingdom Animalia. I hope you understand very well today's lecture about introduction of kingdom Animalia. Dear students, please share your feedback or comments. Thanks to all.